Today's reading is this fast-paced interaction between Zacchaeus and Jesus. And this story starts with this man, Zacchaeus, who obviously knew something of Jesus because he wants to get a better look of him. But he's short, so he has to climb a tree to see Jesus. And before he knows it, Jesus has called him by name and has invited himself round to Zacchaeus' house. At which point the people around that know Zacchaeus, they know the type of man he is, a tax collector, seen as somebody that was greedy and cheated people. And they're not too happy about Jesus spending time with him. They're not too happy that somebody like Zacchaeus could be welcomed in so quickly. They might love Jesus' miracles, but they're not so sure about him spending time with people like Zacchaeus, somebody seen to be a sinner. And Zacchaeus responds to this, and he responds to the generosity he's received from Jesus. And he responds with generosity to other people. It's declaring that he's going to give half of his possessions to the poor, and that he will repay anyone he's wronged 4 times over. And Jesus declares that salvation has come, and that he's come to seek and save the lost. So I think there's 3 people or groups of people in this story, and as you've read it today, it might be that one of those has stuck out to you. So we've got Jesus, who is seeking the lost, seeking those that are caught up in sin and ways of living that are not helpful for themselves and for others, ways of living that are unjust and not the ways that would reflect who God is. He's seeking people out and he's welcoming them in and offering salvation. And then we've got Zacchaeus, who is desperate for a glimpse of Jesus. And when he receives welcome, he responds joyfully, and he responds with generosity, and he responds by wanting to make immediate changes to his life and try and right some of the wrongs and try and live in a different way from this day onwards. And then we've got the people around that aren't too happy about Jesus's relationship with Zacchaeus and what is being offered to Zacchaeus. There's murmurs of people wondering why someone like Zacchaeus would be welcomed and forgiven. And I think as we respond to this today, we want to try and be more like Jesus, seeking out people that are lost, than the people murmuring, saying, how can that person be forgiven? How can that person be welcomed? So the question is, who could we seek out today? Who would be put in our path that is maybe like Zacchaeus, stuck in ways of selfishness and greed, focused on wealth and money, focused on things that are not what God would have for their lives? And how could you offer welcome, offer a different way? Today, it might be that somebody's put in your path, but it might be you need to step out of your way to seek someone out today, this week, and offer hospitality, offer welcome, offer your time to spend with them and share something of the welcome of God to them. And as we think about Zacchaeus, we want to respond in the way that he responds to Jesus, to be desperate to see a glimpse of Jesus in our lives today, in our lives this week. And when we do see Jesus, when we receive so much more than we ever thought we would, to respond as he responds, joyfully, generously, seeking to do good to others, seeking to spend time with Jesus, being joyful and trying to just turn our lives into lives that reflect something of the goodness of God, something of the generosity of God.